Welcome back to Stop Watch and Roll. And today we're going to have a quick chat about the Rolex Datejust. A very, very iconic watch from Rolex. I've had the pleasure of owning a couple different Datejusts. Um, all of them were actually 36 millimeter, which is the older size. The new, more modern size is the 41 millimeter watch. And I have to say, if you only had one watch, and especially one Rolex, the Datejust is just a pure icon. It's a watch that you can dress up, you can dress down, really great for all occasions. The Datejusts that I had were all on Jubilee bracelets. However, you can get the Datejust on an Oyster bracelet, which makes it definitely a little bit more sporty. And if it's your one watch, it's probably the better move because it's a little bit more casual than the Jubilee. But really, really great watch. 36 millimeter. I have a 7.25 inch wrist, and the watch wore pretty good. Definitely a little on the smaller side, but wasn't too terrible. Again, if you have a 7.25 inch wrist, 36 millimeter, you can probably get away with it. If you have 7.5 or maybe an 8 inch wrist, you probably want to go with a more contemporary 41 millimeter size. These Datejusts, even the vintage ones, keep climbing. I think probably the least expensive Datejust, which are really older, like the 1601 and 1603 references, and they're trading at about $3,500 to $4,000 US, and they're pretty old watches by today's standards. So I'd probably look for something a little bit more modern. These watches, especially those 4-digit ones that I just referenced, are non-quick set, so it is definitely a pain in the neck to set the date. If you stop wearing the watch and you have to go back and adjust the date, it's not a lot of fun. So I'd probably recommend going, if you are looking at a 36 millimeter, go a little bit newer. Probably like a 16014, the 16200, 16220s are great references, and they are quick set, so you can adjust the date separately from the time, which is great. I do have to say though, the modern Datejusts are just awesome. The biggest difference that I noticed is, I mean, pretty much everything. The bracelet construction, I think, is probably the one thing that jumps out in the new modern Rolexes. The bracelets are just awesome. The clasp are solid feeling. They don't feel rattly like some of the older Datejust. But again, definitely a lot of examples out there. I think again, if it's your one watch, it's a great one to have. I know a lot of people are definitely more prone to these sports models like the Submariners and the Explorers and things like that. But to me, the Datejust is just classic, classy, and iconic with that design. The newer ones, great dial combinations. As shown here, you'll see this is a Wimbledon dial. It's a dark gray dial with the green Romans. Looks stunning in person. Definitely, photos didn't do this one justice. These watches come in all different variances. They come in full stainless steel. They come in stainless steel with white gold bezel. They come in two-tone. So you definitely have a lot of options as far as the choices out there for Datejust. Tons of different dial variations. So again, really, really great watch. Make sure you do your due diligence. If you're buying one, make sure you get it checked out. Make sure everything is original. You will find, especially in a lot of these older Datejusts, dials have been refinished. So if you see one that has a really stunning dial that's an older watch, more than likely it could be a refinished dial. So you definitely want to check that out. It's always better to have everything all original You know, again, I'm more of a purist, so to me, I would only go with a fully original piece. But again, that's the Rolex Datejust, and hope you guys have a good one. Thanks.